What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. Here we are. I am one half of this podcast. My name is Laura Grace Jenkins, if we haven't met. And
I'm the half that completes the whole. Mallie.
the better half, the completing half.
I mean, you're my completing half and I'm yours.
That's how halves work. That's so true.
Imagine being fourths. We would never be whole because it's only two of us. We'd only be half.
That's true.
In unison.
It's a good thing we are halves.
It's good things we're halvesies and not fourthsies. Because that would be crazy.
Well, now that you guys have lost a few brain cells, we're so glad to be hosting another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. I just think that this podcast, if nothing else, brings us together once a week. And what would we do without that?
What you're making it sound as we wouldn't hang out. Interesting.
It's not true. We totally, honestly, I think we would do more activities together if we didn't have a podcast. But this
so
is
you
our
want to quit?
activity. No.
Is this your way of asking?
No.
I mean, we can arrange it.
Apparently,
if you're done, just say it.
Apparently, Colin asked the other day how long we were going to do that podcast thing.
Words exactly. That podcast thing. He said, because usually people get revenue and we've got nothing. And I said, hear me out. Some people want to do it for fun.
Yeah. So, have you ever heard of a hobby?
I said, well, you're not going to the PGA and you still golf.
That is the best response to that comment that anyone has ever come up with. That's a really great one.
Thanks.
True.
So we also did discuss if he were someday to go to the PGA, that I would be his caddy. He said no, and I said yes. So
no, it's so sweet when don't they have days when they're
the families,
pros' wives are their caddies?
Yeah. No, I would be his caddy every day.
I love that. Like Bad Bunny. Have you seen Happy Gilmore too?
Mm-mm.
You need to watch. It's actually, well, okay. Full disclosure, I fell asleep halfway through, but everyone is saying that it's really wonderful.
I was about to say, I've only heard that it's not that good.
From who?
Just you can't outdo the doer. Not good.
Yeah, but first of all, I kind of I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I love Adam Sandler.
I know. I do too. Why would that be controversial?
I don't know. I feel like just, a lot of people in Hollywood are just kind of controversial,
Yeah.
It just goes that way.
I get it.
They do something, And I don't know if Adam Sandler has, so I just think he's funny. But something I really like about that movie is, as all Adam Sandler movies go, it's just filled, I guess is what I'm looking for, with his friends and family. Both of his daughters are in it. His wife is in it. And then there's, of course, all of the celebrity cameos. Travis Kelce's in it.
I heard there are
Bad Bunny's in it. Alex Earl's in it. Eminem is in it. All the professional golfers. Scotty Scheffler, all of those guys. Bryson DeChambeau. I'm trying to think of who else. There's Margaret Qualley. Everybody is in this movie.
Really? Mark?
Yeah, she's in it for 5 minutes.
Wow.
I know. And there's that interview where Jack Antonoff is talking about Adam Sandler texting him and asking if Margaret would be in the movie.
Going through the man.
Yeah.
Okay. Respect.
Yeah.
Being respectful.
And the whole movie is just kind of it's sweet. He gets sober, and it's just kind of okay, not to make it too deep and too serious, but it is kind of nice to see a men's movie where a guy gets sober and is a good family man.
Gets out of the funk.
He gets out of his funk.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really greatly enjoyed it.
Which is exactly what we're going to talk about this week in probably 30 minutes, is how to get out of the funk. I'm really excited about this episode. LG's not. Probably because you're dealing with a funk of your own.
Yeah. I am kind of in a funk.
I am too.
But only in part of my life, and in other parts I'm thriving. You know what I mean?
Today I'm feeling refreshed from my funk. But maybe tomorrow you'll feel refreshed.
Well, tell us about your day and what you have planned.
First of all, there was something else I was going to need to say.
Oh, my coffee? Should I say that?
Oh, yeah, you can give a coffee review.
So, at current, Mallie and I are both drinking a homemade coffee by Mallie's Nespresso, and it is so delicious. Is yours decaf?
Mm-mm.
Mallie's is full strength. Mine is decaf because I do need to go to sleep at some point tonight. And it's like kind of a mimic of the brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso.
Yep.
And I gave it an 8.9 out of 10. I said I just wanted to leave some room for like my favorite drinks of all time that I haven't tried yet, but it's really, really good.
I think it's really good too. I've been making them like every day, which is not good for my bank account because the pods are so expensive. But it's better than buying a $7
I was
coffee.
about to say it has to be cheaper than a coffee.
Yeah,
shop.
each pod is like $1.50. But yeah, I think it's really good. I got the recipe off of TikTok. So let me know if you want the recipe.
What is the recipe?
Syrup, brown sugar, cinnamon, salt, and a splash of vanilla extract.
I think the salt makes it really good.
Do you?
I think that yeah, it's kind of like a sea salty
Okay,
taste.
cool. And I do caramel syrup. And then milk, and it's 2 shots.
I can definitely taste the brown sugar, but I feel like it's kind of like a sea salt caramel taste.
Okay, yay.
I think it's delicious.
Yeah. And I can't remember the other thing I was going to say, but let's just get on to my no good, awful, terrible day I've had.
You were going to talk about
Who?
Well, we can do that in a second. Our new hobbies.
Oh, yeah. So today, Colin worked last night. So he usually gets home about 7:30. And last night, I forgot to fill up his car with gas for work. So he had to take my car, which meant he took both of our house keys by accident. So I had to set an alarm to unlock the door. Well, it's about 7 in the morning. And all of a sudden, June, she sleeps under mine and Colin's bed. She flattens like a pancake. So all of a sudden at like 7 o'clock this morning, June freaks out. She's like running around our room, crawls under our bed, and is like, I thought she was having a nightmare because she does that sometimes and she'll like cry in her sleep and stuff.
Aww.
So I was just like petting her and giving her comfort. She was under the bed. Well, it was getting time for Colin to get home, so I got up to unlock the door. June was stuck under the bed. I had to literally get her unstuck. And we come out here. And Colin's like not getting out of my car for a second. And he gets out and he's like, I forgot my wallet. Or I've lost my wallet. I don't have it. So we search my car and we call his work and he left it there. So I'm like, you know what? I'll ride with you because he works 40 minutes away. He just worked his 7th night in a row. He is exhausted. I was like, yeah, I've been there. I've been in the ditch. I'd prefer if you weren't in my car in the ditch.
The literal ditch. I thought you were being metaphorical, but no.
No.
In the ditch.
Literally and metaphorically in the ditch. So I come inside to like get ready, wash my face. And I go to open our bathroom door and I'm like, wow, this door like not open well. I get it open. What's happened inside of my closet? My entire clothing rack is in the floor. That is why June freaked out. She heard all my clothes hit the floor. And I was just like, okay, I wasn't even going to tell Colin till after we got home. I was like, you know what? We've got bigger fish to fry right now. I'll get it up later. Colin comes back there in his work shoes.
Oh my. You guys know.
Might I add. And I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. And he's like, also, I need to tell you what happened at work. And I was like, oh my gosh, this man's killed someone. No. He was like, so I was emptying someone's catheter, which if you don't know, catheter collects urine. I was emptying someone's catheter and I heard a splash. Guess what fell in the bag? And I was like, your phone. He was like, no, my Beats headphones. He has like the little Beats pod things.
Yeah.
So obviously I freak out. Yeah. And I'm like, did you clean them? He was like, yeah. I was like, with what? He's like, bleach wipes. Then he said, but I went to pick them up later and there was urine on my hands. I said, excuse me? What? Burn your hands, literally. Put them in boiling water.
Yeah.
We're going to have to rip your skin off.
Okay, did it fall out of his ear?
Pocket. They were in his pocket and
out
he
of his
bent down.
pocket. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. Whatever. We got to go get your wallet. We walk out to my car. It will not crank. Colin literally just got out of it. We hadn't turned it off for 5 minutes.
So this is at your house, not at his work.
No, this was all here. We were going to get his wallet.
Get it. Okay.
This is all before 8 a.m. Colin and I, when my car would not turn over, we started dying laughing, just sitting in the car. I was like, are we like in the Twilight Zone? Like, what's going on right now? So we get in his car, we go get his wallet. And we did have the discussion. We went and got a bagel after. And I did, have to ask him. I was like, so did it not cross your mind at all to take your shoes off when you walked in the house?
You said, brought it up like hours later.
Yeah. He said, oh, it did. I had them unlaced and everything. I said, oh. So this is the kind of betrayal that I'm receiving.
Yeah, that you're facing in your marriage.
So, yeah, we come home. I mop the whole house. Duh. And I see I'm cleaning, There's a paper towel on the kitchen table. And I pick it up, I'm like, Colin, what is in this? It's a damp paper towel. And he's like, oh, my headphones. Damp? They're leaking urine on my kitchen table. So then I start gagging. And Colin informs me that I need to grow up. I'm a nurse and not gag. Yeah. He said, Mallie, you're literally a nurse. I said, I just barehanded someone's urine. So I'm going to have to burn this house to the ground. No, I'm throwing his beats away. I'm so sorry. He'll be getting new ones at some point in our life. But for now, those are going in the trash. So, long story short, my battery died in my car. I still don't have a closet. And we're going to Savannah tomorrow. Beats all this. So, it's like a reward, It
is.
But yeah. That's been my day. It's just been very hectic and chaotic.
That is hectic
all before
and chaotic.
8 a.m.
Oh, yeah, I was on my way to work, and you Snapchatted me and said, things that have happened this morning. A super long list. List of tragedies.
I just opened my eyelids, and things were just going wrong left and right.
It was instantly horrible. That is kind of a tough day. But, it's really sweet, I think, that you and Colin could find the humor in it.
Yeah, it was really so sweet. So yeah. Okay. Whatever, June. My other last thing I'll say about myself is I just want everyone to be aware I'm on my mandolin journey. And Dad, yes, everything is a journey. And I am on my mandolin journey. So, and as long as I can master the mandolin, Ryan's going to build me one.
Yeah. I called Mallie today. Or you called me, I don't know. When I was
making me sound needy. You called me.
You probably called me like 15 times. I finally called you back. And I was sitting in, Walmart parking lot with Ryan, as you do at 23 years old. And you were talking
cliffhanger.
She said that she had been learning to play mandolin, and he was like, oh, I'll make you one, because he's a little bit of a luthier. Do you know what a luthier is?
No.
Someone who makes guitars.
No.
So yeah, he makes guitars and just kind of like DIYs whatever he wants.
Okay, Valley girl.
I can't say a normal sentence today. But yeah,
Okay, goodbye. Bye your life. Ryan's gonna build me a mandolin.
Bye your life. Okay. I was actually gonna say something else. Oh, have you learned any songs? What are you working on?
I just learned the chords.
Like the scales.
So first I'm gonna practice just strumming as if you would a guitar.
Because the mandolin has how many strings? 12?
8, I think.
Okay.
I think. When I say I just started, I mean as in last night. So
her first lesson.
Well, I'm gonna just practice strumming to start to get the tempo and stuff, and then I'm gonna move on to chopping eventually, which is really the tempo that you hear in it's that's the mandolin part that you hear in a song. It's the opposite tempo of the bass.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's going to be a journey for sure, but I'm really excited. And I want to, playing a musical instrument decreases your risk for Alzheimer's, if you all didn't know that.
So does knowing another language.
Well, one step at a time. That's a journey for next year. For our Europe trip.
Yeah.
Even though they speak English in Europe, but
Well, not in most
maybe
places.
not like
Italy,
Italy.
France.
Yeah, France.
Honestly, like most of it doesn't speak English. Well, people there
Give
probably
and take,
speak
give
English.
and take. So yeah. What journey are you on?
So I have also started a journey of my own, and that is my golf girl journey. I've never played golf before. I wish that I played golf in high school, although like I wish that I played golf just so that like I already knew how to play golf. I don't wish that I was like a golf girl in high school, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just like that doesn't appeal to me personally. I prefer to be tennis. But Ryan bought me some golf clubs a few months ago, or like last summer or something. And well, he bought me a set of like irons and wedges. I don't really know. I think that's right. And I didn't have a driver. So yesterday I went and bought a new driver. It's a Wilson like beginner ladies driver, and I'm really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
I've only hit it like a few times, and it was into towards like the pond at my house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like really excited to like try to hit it into the pond.
Mm-hmm.
I probably have a couple hundred yards to go before I hit the pond.
Oh,
But that is my goal, to be able to like
well, at
go
least you have
from
a
where I
goal.
was going, my tee box at home, into the pond, you know? Maybe I'll make
Yeah.
it one day.
No, I'm really excited because I feel like this is a journey I too could journey on.
I know.
And I'm really excited for that. Today I did go, I was a cart girl for Colin.
Yeah.
I drove the cart. I'm not even gonna talk about the driving. But yeah, I would definitely like to learn how to play golf.
I think that that's in the cards for us. I really
Also,
do.
Largrace was like, "Are you golfing without me?" I was like, first of all, you've been a golf girl all but a week.
Okay, but I'm like obsessed with it. There are two things that I'm thinking about. Yeah, there are two things that have been on my mind recently. One of them is golf. I've been watching videos, watching TikToks, looking at Facebook Marketplace I need a new bag too. My bag is really like horrible. Horrible.
The
So
worst.
it's like the worst bag. But I think I found a really cool one on
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
It really is so cute. You need
That
to get
purple one? I think you should get that one actually. 'Cause
it. For the
purple.
clubs I don't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get a pink one. Duh.
Duh.
Like what else would we do?
We'll have to get them embroidered and like get little rags and stuff.
We could when we're in our golf girl era, we can do merch and it can be golf towels.
For men. For our listeners, men in their lives.
And it
then
can say like this is a sports podcast.
oh my gosh, the branding.
Your favorite, or I don't know. We'll come up with it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Stay tuned.
it will soon be like a golf like centric podcast, so just kind of stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Duh.
I think that you guys should join our golf dirty or manual.
Really, just what any journey you want to go on. I think now's the time to pack your bags and get going. There's
It's kind
no
of
time like the present for a
It's kind
journey.
of feeling like a new day, a new dawn, like start something new these
Yeah.
days, you know?
Which is probably the reason we're probably feeling like this is because we've both been in a bit of a funk.
I think you might be right.
Oh, I thought you were gonna totally disregard
but
what I said.
I was thinking about how long I've been in my funk. My funk, I'll just be vulnerable here. I feel like I have been in a funk for very like superficial, vain things. You know, like I feel
Just be honest. I mean,
I think it's so dumb to say like to anyone but like you that I feel ugly. But I've been feeling so ugly and like yeah, I mean any girl is gonna know what I mean. Any guy is probably gonna roll their eyes. But yeah, I've just been, you know, just feeling like not confident and like in a place of like comparing yourself to other people and yeah, that kind of funk, which isn't a fun one.
No.
Of all the funks, it's maybe not one
A
of the
funk
worst.
that you don't even feel comfortable in your skin
Yeah,
is a really bad funk.
but it's not a severe one, I'll say. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel, I don't know. I like it there have been worse ones like in high school, every day in high school. But yeah, just kind of like
I know what you mean.
I'm trying to think of like the times that it comes up though, because when I'm out doing
So,
stuff,
yeah. So basically just what we're going to talk about is I feel like everybody just goes through different funks is the word we're using to where you're like dissatisfied or there's just something that's like aching within you just for a little bit for various reasons, whether it's insecurity, self-consciousness, the lack of confidence, having anxious thoughts, depressive thoughts, anything like that. And it's not like it doesn't last for a super long season, it's just a brief period, but it's so like consuming. And we're going to talk about different ones and maybe some ways to like get out of it because we've both been in a bit of a funk recently and we never really talk about mental health ever really at all. We don't talk about anything of substance really. So maybe this is maybe you're too or like in a funk and stuff. So and like I'm going to call her out. Madison, we were talking today and she just talks about how postpartum has been very hard. And I think that that's a funk within itself of a whole different degree. Something we obviously can't speak on. But just to say that, like, no matter what season of life, like high school is just a really hard time for so many reasons. You're just going through puberty and whatnot, and that's awful. But then you have the whole moving away of college, the changing of friends. Like, so many different seasons cause different little struggles. So,
and
I hope I said that
yeah, I think you said that
well.
very well. I was actually thinking about how articulate you were being in that moment. I
Why
really
didn't you
was.
say it sooner?
Well, I was just going to go on with the flow of the podcast, but I would love to
Okay.
let you know.
That could have gotten me out of my funk. A
All
compliment?
you need is a compliment from someone you love.
So true.
No, what we're going to kind of be focusing on this episode is like that it's sort of up to you. Like, you can, I feel like a lot of times you're in a funk because you're seeking external validation. But really, it's like just up to you and to a certain extent. And another thing I was going to say about that is I feel like what we're talking about is like very temporary, a lot of times like circumstantial funks that you get in just like everyday people
Yeah.
get in. Like this is not like a
This is not like
diagnosed depression you need to be
right.
medicated. This is just like honestly
The
like handling
everyday walk to walk things that life just being a little bit difficult.
yeah, handling managing your stress levels, managing your anxiety levels just on a day-to-day basis kind of thing.
Because not everyone has diagnosed depression or diagnosed anxiety, but everyone experiences
Everyone
depression and anxiety.
gets anxious and gets
Yeah.
depressed, yeah. So one thing that I feel like whenever I get into a funk, I feel like I always try to remind myself that it is so. I think that my funks are usually when I am being very like self centric and I'm just thinking about myself and thinking that everyone else is thinking about me. And being able to like decenter yourself is really helpful. But strategies to do that, I think, can be a little bit harder. Do you have any thoughts?
No, for sure. Recently my funk has been related. I feel like related to marriage just a little bit, like changing my whole environment in which I live in. And also, as I've kind of briefly mentioned before, Colin and I both work night shift, and unfortunately, we are on the exact opposite nights. So every night I work, he's at home, and every night he works, I'm at home. So that puts me spending a lot of alone time because during the day, everyone's working their 9 to 5. Then Colin leaves at 5:30, and then I'm alone again. So I've just really been spending a lot of time alone, and as they say, an idle mind is the devil's playhouse. Sitting alone in my thoughts for so long can really get like overbearing because I just make up all these things in my head and thoughts just go off the wall and off the wall and off the wall. So I've just been feeling like a little bit lonely and like I said, just you literally remove yourself from the environment in which you lived in and come and live in a whole new environment. And then you're alone all the time. Like, seriously, if I did not have June as my dog, I would probably be so in a funk because I didn't really think about how it would affect me, but it definitely does. So and that's why I'm trying to like pick up hobbies like the mandolin, and I've been working on my flowers from my wedding, just trying to find like little things to do. And Colin and I are talking about getting a gym membership because he too has expressed how when I work, he doesn't have anything to do or he just kind of feels a little bit lonely. So, yeah. Speaking of going back to what you were saying about the only person who can really get you out of your funk is yourself. And what stinks about it, and I think that this is something that we see a lot with people who do have like depressive and anxious thoughts and stuff. When you're in those states, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to take the steps to help yourself, not because you don't care, you don't feel like it. You're going through something. So sitting on the couch and rotting sounds more appealing than getting up and going on a walk or trying to hang out with friends or anything like that. But if you don't take the steps to like actively try and help yourself, even though you might hate it in the moment, you're just going to fall deeper and deeper and deeper into whatever situation you're feeling.
Yeah. My brother always says, actually, I think he said this once, but I've like really latched onto it. He said he had just gotten done like running a mile or something. He was like, man, it's crazy how doing stuff makes you feel like doing stuff.
Yeah. My dad always says the less you do, the less you feel like doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so true. I mean, I know like physical activity is one of the best things you can do for your mental health. Whether it be walking, whether it be running, whether it just be like literally just sitting in the sunlight. Just being in the sun, vitamin D, it's scientifically proven to boost your energy levels and just your outlook and your positivity and all the things like that. But you have to make yourself do it. No one's going to make you do it. So I think that that's kind of the hard part. But the good thing about having a dog is like she needs to exercise and stuff. So that's a good accountability. Or if maybe you could find like a friend to go on walks with and stuff and just kind of hold each other accountable in that aspect. And that's also why I'm wanting a gym membership. Like, I just feel like the more I put into myself, the better I'll feel.
Mm-hmm.
To, like, better myself. So,
I feel like Chelsea and JC on the What We Said podcast, for years they've like laughed because their answer to everything is go on morning walks. Like, just go on a walk every single morning and it'll solve all your problems. Like, they always come back to that. But I think really getting outside, and it's summertime right now, so obviously we're thinking about this more. But I think getting outside and doing something for even just like 30 minutes a day when you're in a really like tough spot is a huge accomplishment, first of all, for a lot of people in a lot of phases of their life, and also is very, very helpful to get out of it quicker.
Oh, for sure. Another thing I would say that could definitely be a help, and we see it with people who have maybe diagnosed, undiagnosed, is talking to someone. You don't have to go to the extreme of having a therapist, but maybe just like talking to a friend and expressing like, hey, this is kind of how I've been feeling recently. Chances are they're feeling a certain way too about something or another. Like, we've both kind of been feeling down for different but similar reasons. And even if you're not in this same exact stage, I'm sure you can relate because you've been in that stage before. So I think that just talking to someone, and it might be hard, it might be vulnerable, but chances are they've already gone through it too, or they will be going through it, and you could be helping them by being kind of a outlet for them when their time comes.
And I think that can be a little bit daunting, especially if I feel like a lot of times I get in a funk and I'm like, oh, nobody, like, I'm not that close to anyone. You know, that's kind of a thought that I have. At school, mostly. Like, I'm like, I don't have anyone that I'm like best friends with that I feel like I can be vulnerable with and stuff like that.
Oh, perfect.
So, but what I'm saying is that can be like hard because you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. And even like if it's your parents, you don't want to worry them. Exactly. So you don't want to trauma dump on people. You don't want to overshare with people that like maybe you don't know that well. But this, I feel like I talk about this every episode, but it's like that quote that's like, inconvenience or vulnerability or annoyance is the price of community. Like you have to put yourself out there sometimes. And I know that when you're in a funk, it doesn't feel like the time to be putting yourself out there. But sometimes it is. Like if you're just vulnerable for like a second and ask someone to go on a walk and chat with you, like
Mm-mm.
then it's gonna pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
And again, I know that's harder to do when you're in a funk, but
We've always said that the way that you connect with people is through relating to them. How are you going to relate if you never share, like, part of yourself? Even if you share the good, but sometimes you need to share the more vulnerable things because I think that is how you really create actual relationships, knowing the other person on a deeper level. That doesn't mean all you have to do is trauma dump, but it also does solidify your relationship knowing you can share. It adds like a level of trust, I think.
I think so too. Um, and that's something that I really struggle with. I feel like I have a lot of anxiety kind of sometimes, but then other times I'm like, oh no, I'm a pro at social interactions.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like very anxious about not talking too much about myself. So then I don't say anything about myself. And then I'm like, wow, these people, like, no wonder I don't feel close to these people. They don't know anything about me,
Exactly.
you know?
I think a lot of times for me is I invalidate the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, well, you're being beyond dramatic about this certain situation. So then I too will not share anything personal or how I feel. Or it's because it's like, oh, the less they know about me, like, the less pressure there is. So I feel like I've done that a lot with friendships where I'm just like, the less I tell them, the less they know, like,
The more
the
control
more,
you have
yeah,
is how I feel.
control and like, I hate to say it, but like the more superficial almost
Yeah.
to where it's not so deep and serious.
And it's like they still think I'm okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's
I
like you can
definitely
maintain
can.
your imaginary image that you have in your
Exactly.
head that no one actually thinks of, you know, like, no
And
one
deep
actually
down,
thinks
they're
that about
probably
you.
like, I wonder what crap they're going through because no one's life is perfect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
they probably know things and you don't know that they already know.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially, I feel like I still have a lot of anxiety that I feel like is related to growing up in a tiny little town. Like,
Yeah.
very much so.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Like, what do you mean?
I feel this is what I was trying to articulate this just the other day. This is part of my funk. And it's being home. I want to leave, like Loki. Um,
I'm sorry, what?
no, it's like
Do you need to move in?
being home.
Like, I can
No,
rent
no, no,
out.
not at like my parents' house.
No,
Being
I know.
in Rogersville.
I'm talking
You
about
know?
you just need to live with me.
Yeah, you're right. But it's like,
Problem solved.
okay, I think whenever I explain this, you'll know what I mean. And I don't know why it's so heightened right now, but I feel like everyone here who I see, who I like know but don't really know, has an opinion of me, you know? Whether it's like just from like what they know of my parents or what they know of my brothers, or like I've
Yeah.
never talked to these people, but I know that they have like a perception of me.
I
You know what
know.
I mean?
No, I know exactly. That was my favorite thing about living in Cookville. I loved going to the grocery store and knowing I wouldn't see a soul I knew.
Yeah.
It was just like, A, I don't have to, not that I even, you'll get what I mean. Not that I have to worry what I look like or anything like that. It's just like, these people are not in my real life.
Yeah.
They're just Sims.
Yeah.
Okay? They're going about their lives and I'm going about mine. We don't have to talk. We can just go.
Yeah.
But then again, it is kind of nice when you do run into someone you haven't seen in a long time that you do know.
That you feel like is safe. But if it's
Mhm.
someone that I don't know, I like
I know what you mean.
have a lot of anxiety about this, and I don't really know why, because it's not like I have enemies, you know?
Your ops are out there at Walmart.
Yeah, but it's
preying
just
on your
people
downfall?
like I don't want anyone to be thinking of me. And the truth is that they're not. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm in my head about it so
Exactly.
much.
And I think this is what it all comes back to is in our own minds, we are the only person that exists. And we think every other person is thinking about us as much as we are. When truth be told, they're not thinking about you because in their mind, all they are thinking about is themselves.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym. I see all the videos. And even when I was going to the gym at Cookville, I was like, everyone's looking at me. Everybody's watching me. No, they're watching themselves in the mirror because they're having those same exact thoughts.
Yeah.
We just get so in our head and think that we are the center of the universe. And you know what? You are in your own mind, in your own world, and you can use that to an advantage. But if you're not careful, it quickly becomes a disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, yeah. It's just, the mind is such a tricky thing. It can really become like so overpowering so quick if you let it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think we're at, I know, I feel like I'm also always talking about our age, but like I feel like this
Yeah.
age is kind of weird because we're not to the like really grown up stage where we're like, freak what everyone thinks about us. Like, I'm gonna live my own life and I actually don't care. And I feel like as you get older, you realize you really internalize that people aren't thinking about you as much as you have always thought they are. But we're not, I don't feel like I'm there yet. Like,
I feel like I'm slowly getting there, and I do feel like getting married has helped because it's just more like
this is your life.
solidified my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I've got my person, so if you don't like me or if you don't think I'm pretty or you don't think I'm funny, it's fine. I've already got my partner.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not on the prowl for anyone.
Yeah.
Unless I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. So I do think that that has helped, but also I still think that, hey, I'm only 23, so I still have a lot of discovering about myself that I need to do. Just really quickly, a funk that I was in for seriously probably all of last year, like pertains to my job. I really struggled as a new grad nurse, and that is, I think, a universal experience. I had like severe anxiety. I would cry almost before every single shift. And when you're out of, and I'm not saying it's still not hard, but when you like come out of a funk and you can like look back and be like, you know what? I'm proud of myself. That is such a good feeling because I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself for not quitting because there were definitely times when I totally wanted to, but I am proud of myself for sticking through it. And now I'm like semi-confident. I know I'm not the smartest by any means at all, but it is nice to like see yourself grow, whether it be in your career or your education or anything like that. I'm sure you can probably say the same about your first year at law school, how you've probably felt like the dumbest person on earth, but you stuck with it. So I think that looking back on your previous funks can always help you get through one that you're in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely it does.
Also, I think there's like just little superficial kind of things that can help you. Recently, like just within this past week, I've really just been like, you know what, if I sit here and pout, nothing's gonna get better. So some of my favorite things I've been doing, I'll literally just go for a drive in the middle of the day by myself. I'll roll the windows down. It's summer, it's warm. I'll play my favorite songs, and I just think about how like lucky I am. Lucky to be alive, lucky to have the life that I have with the people I have, and that this moment will pass because it's not the end of the world. I'm acting like my world's caving in when really I'm just in a bad mood or I'm hungry or something like that. So going for drives, I've been playing a lot of music like over my speakers in my house, just making sure that it's like super loud and fun while I do chores so that my house is clean because when your environment is clean, you're going to feel better. So listening to a lot of music and rewarding myself with like watching shows and stuff like that and movies, like just taking mundane things and making them more excited, like having cake when I watch my movie or popcorn when I watch my movie, or taking a shower and playing music in the shower or doing an everything shower. Just little things that make the mundane more exciting.
Yeah. A few things that I like to do. My number one thing, if I'm like really down in the dumps, my number one thing is to write a letter to someone that I haven't written. And I know that sounds like kind of like cliche and gimmicky, but I think that that is almost foolproof. Like it works for me almost every single time, at least for the rest of the day. Like it'll help me, you know, my mindset temporarily. And I really think that that is just because I'm thinking about myself and I'm thinking about my own problems. And I have not considered what anyone else could be going through, or like what kind of day they're having, anything like that. So I just get out like, a Dollar Tree card. Dollar Tree has really cute greeting cards, and so does Trader Joe's. Um, but I'll just get out one and write like a short little note to like my cousins or my mom or somebody, and find a cute stamp and put it in the mailbox. And that in and of itself is like, you don't have to leave your house if you have already bought stamps, which you should always have stamps on hand. But it's just an easy activity, does not take long, and it really does shift your mindset away from yourself and your own sometimes imaginary problems.
Seriously.
So that is my number one thing to do. I was thinking of some other stuff to do while you were talking. But
I'm not saying this to like brag on myself even in the slightest, but this week I was actually on the verge of tears. I was just feeling so overwhelmed by all my emotions, and I had to run to the dollar store for something, and the lady in front of me did not have enough money to like, she was like 40 cents short of something, and I was like, you know what, I'll pay for it, why would I not? So I paid for it, and the cashier, after the lady left, was like, that was really nice of you. And I was like, you just never know what someone's going through. And like, I got in my car, and I think I did start crying. I was like, you know what, my problems are just so superficial. Like, I have a good job, I have a house, I'm married, like so many good things are going for me. Like, and I have money to pay for something at the Dollar Tree. Like, I should be so grateful. So maybe it's paying for the car behind you's breakfast or something like that, or like tipping your waitress a little more. And it doesn't always have to be money things, like just picking a flower and giving it to someone. Just the little things that you're always going to feel better about yourself if you do for others. That's just a tale as old as time.
And even if it's like go on a walk and say good morning to every person you pass, like
Yeah.
it really is, for me, little things like that, forcing myself to when I'm in a horrible mood really does just switch it around.
Or just checking in on someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you know someone's going through something, just send them a text and be like, hey, I'm thinking of you, and if you need me, I want you to know I'm here. Because I can promise you, someone actually texted me this week, and I was like, wow, someone's actually thinking of me, like, and wanting me to be happy and doing good. And it just makes you feel so much better, like, makes you feel loved and whatnot. So knowing that you're being that for someone else is gonna also probably boost both. No one's gonna lose out on that situation. Everyone's gonna benefit from it. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think it's all about just being selfless. So
yeah. Dang it, I'm so close to the thing that I was gonna say, but I can't remember it. About being selfless.
I really hope you can remember.
I know.
You were writing letters.
Well, one thing that I really like is the quote.
Really?
That I know I've said it on here before, but humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. And I think that's always what I think about whenever I realize after 6 weeks of being like that I've been just like only thinking about myself for the past 6 weeks. I'm like, it's really not about, having lower confidence or anything like that. It's just about focusing on the world around you rather than the world inside your head. Because a lot of times, as I mentioned, that stuff isn't even real. Like you can, and that's another, I feel like when I get into a funk, I start not trusting myself because I am a big, like, trust your gut kind of person. But when I get really anxious, I start thinking things that just aren't true. And so then I'm like, man, like, is this my anxiety or is this like a gut feeling? And it's so hard to tell. So I feel like it can be really dangerous for me because I just come up with stuff that I'm like,
no,
trying to be sure to trust myself, but then
it's so scary how drastic your mind can take things. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I will say a little kind of sweet thought I had this week. I was just thinking about people that we know in our lives, and whether you like them or not, you have to realize that we're getting like so philosophical. Every person is only living this life once, and to them, the universe spins on their axis. So just trying to make everyone feel important and that they do matter, because at the end of the day, you are not making this world turn. whether you believe that or not, it is going to keep spinning with or without you. So just realize the space you hold in this world is equally important and needed for someone else. You are not the center of the universe. So I think it's also nice to remember that, like, I'm just a little speck.
Yeah.
Like, it's my problem is probably not that big of a deal. I'm just a speck.
Yeah.
And you are just a speck too.
But then it's also kind of like, it's like uplifting because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, no pressure, you know?
No, it's like, actually, the world was here before I was born, and it'll be here after I die.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, do you have any?
Yeah, I remember what I was going to say. Talking about building confidence, I think, and I've heard this a lot on podcasts and random stuff, but I think that it's really true that the way that you build confidence in yourself, maybe not in like your physical appearance, but as we always say, that should be the least interesting thing about you, which is what I need to be reminding myself. But building confidence in yourself is literally just comes from being able to trust yourself and rely on yourself. So like if you're making promises to yourself and not keeping them, then of course you're going to be unconfident. Like you know that you're not going to do the things that you say you're going to do, even if it's just in your mind to yourself. So like if you say you're going to wake up at 7 a.m. and go on a walk the night before, I'm all for like rest and, not going too hard on yourself. But if there's really no reason for you to sleep in, like you have to do those things. You have to wake up and pack your lunch and bring it with you to work, and there shouldn't be any shame in like not doing those things occasionally. But that really is how you grow to trust yourself more.
You have to know that you are like a woman of your word, knowing that what you say is what you're going to do. Which is probably what we need to address, considering we're not in New York right now.
So true.
You all might be wondering why we're still in Rogersville. This is where we have fallen short. And we're in the funks we deserve.
Yeah. I agree with
Marcus
that.
and I did cancel our half marathon. And there was a lot of factors that went into that decision. Considering no one was going to be able to go with us to New York City to run in 100-degree weather, and we were going to have to get on a flight home that like a few hours after the race. So we've decided we are going to find one in the fall closer to home.
We're postponing.
We're not canceling. It's not a goodbye, it's a see you later.
I'm still shooting for New York City. I'm still trying to convince Mallie.
I'd like to do a warm-up to New York. I'd like to run one close to home first to see how physically we handle this.
Why don't we just do like a practice run here?
Okay.
And then go.
Yeah, I'm down for that. And I'm really so disappointed in myself. Truly, I am.
I was just really excited to go to New York City.
I was too. I've never been. But I'm a pretty determined person. Like if I'm going to say I'm going to do something, chances are I'm probably going to do it. So the fact that we did cancel has hurt my ego a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it was a smart decision, a wise one, if you will. But it's not that I'm not going to do one, because I am going to do one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you, Mallie and I are going to run 13.1 miles together, even if it's not a race, before we turn 24.
Yeah.
Which means before October 15th.
Which means we should have been running in January.
Not what that means.
No, but we do need to pick up our... We were training for a minute.
We've been, like, we can run, like, 3 to 5 miles fairly easily, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we need to sign up tonight.
So there's a race apparently in the fall, or maybe like a series that ends in Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. So Mallie and I are going to sign up for that.
And we're going to make the boys run it too.
Yeah.
But we need to sign up tonight because I think the prices go up after tonight.
Oh, early bird registration.
It's August. Salt air.
It's August?
And the rust on your door.
Friday?
I think so. If not Friday, Saturday. I never needed... Yeah, August
Friday.
2nd.
Oh my gosh, happy August, guys.
Happy August.
I love August, I'll say.
I texted Laura Grace earlier this week and said, I hate to say it, but I'm feeling an itch for All Too Well. the 10-minute version.
And I disagreed. However, this coffee is really like it has a nice fall flavor.
I'm not ready, but I just feel the itch coming on.
And
Heritage Days. The cool breeze.
It's just too early. And also, I'm so sad to go back to school and leave.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Everybody.
I get it. But it's also been miserably hot.
I know, but I love it. I know I'm going to hate the winter. So I'm trying to really soak it in.
I hate winter. Unless there's 6 feet of snow on my ground, exactly. I don't want it.
It needs to be 80 degrees or higher outside.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm getting... Maybe I'm just getting the itch for salt air and the rest on the door.
Yeah. August, like late summer vibes, perfect vibes.
Yeah.
Just think about like Central Park in the fall, your first trip to New York.
Yeah.
Might have to do that.
Yeah. Tell me when.
I'm telling you when.
Okay.
When's Heritage Days? The second weekend in October?
I think. And then the third will be our race in Knoxville.
Okay. So maybe like last weekend in September.
I can sketch you in. Alright, guys. And another way to get out of funk is just to plan an extremely expensive trip.
Plan a trip. Yeah.
Anywhere.
Have you seen the Phoebe? Like F-I-B-I?
Mm-mm.
Phoebe, maybe? It's like a thing going around on TikTok.
It's like a thing.
It stands for Freak It, Book It.
Oh, unfortunately, that is us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Anyways, guys, we hope that you have found this episode relatable, and maybe it wasn't as lighthearted, but you know what? It was real. And that's all you can ask us to be, is absolutely real with you.
Yeah.
So if you're in a funk, just know you're not in a funk alone. And Uptown Funk it.
Yeah, Uptown Funk me up.
Okay, Bruno. All right, guys. We will see you all next week. Maybe with something a little more jolly. Holly jolly, before we know it.
Stop.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Like, actually stop. I don't like that.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. See you. Love ya. Bye.